Hey, this is Dale Tinsley. You're listening to the Connect podcast. Our purpose is to guide you to connect with yourself so that you can connect with others and live a life of meaning and value. Peace be with you. Continuing the series, Connecting with Ourselves. Welcome to episode 7, Judgment and Regret. Now we're getting into some of the day-to-day realities for a lot of us. I hope your journey is starting to unfold internally and make sense to you. And by make sense, I mean you are seeing the reality you've created clearly and are owning it fully. It takes a lot of work, and by no means is it easy. I'd like to give you some key info. No one is above you, and no one is below you. So what is judgment? Judgment is the comparison game we have all been mentally conditioned to accept as normal. It is a comparison game from the ego. But how does it feel when we are judged? And who are we to judge? As I said previously, no one is having the life adventure you are having. No matter how similar in experiences, yours is yours and yours alone. What you see and perceive through your lens is unique. Remember, no one is above you and no one is below you. We all play our part in this journey of life. We all have unique abilities and purpose. Why do we judge others? Because it's just what we do, right? Are you really aware of how much judgment plays a role in your life? Are you aware when you are judging someone and why? Well, I'm going to give you an alternative. It's a healthier choice. Instead of the idea of judging, think about it as just forming an opinion. See, an opinion is fluid, as is life. Life changes constantly. Opinions can shift, depending on new information, new patterns, new perspectives. Change is the only constant from the moment we are born. And we are to self-reflect so that we can create the change instead of going through life simply reacting. Have you noticed when you spend time away from someone, and then the next time you're around them, they're different? The interaction's different, they feel different, the energy's different. Some people grow without even focusing on the internal work. They had some new experiences that gave them some new perspective and new awareness. That's actually how my inner work started to unfold throughout my life until I became truly self-aware. And then I started focusing on the internal work. So here we are in the year 2023, and what's promoted in our society to the masses. What are you constantly bombarded with? Status, money, titles, image. You gotta have this because it's the newest. You know you need it. All of these things promoted to you are external, shiny things that only serve a purpose. They are not fundamental to your unshakable foundation. When you look at society and your life, do you feel judged based on what material items you have? Do these material items really define you? Nice things are nice. But remember, they are just things. What truly brings meaning and value to you are the relationships you have and the way you truly feel in the core about yourself. We are on this journey to connect with others and connect with ourselves to fully maximize our potential. Judging is toxic, and comparison is the thief of joy. These two go hand in hand. Now, the opposite side of the spectrum is living in gratitude and being humble. These two go hand in hand and should be fundamental building blocks in your foundation. We all have the two created by our egos, judgment and comparison. So I challenge you to shift from the mental operating system of judgment. Truly understand what judgment does. It removes you from the possibility of so many opportunities because the minute you judge, You close yourself off to what could be a new experience that could be of value. Sit in silence and reflect on your life. Times you have judged, how you felt in that moment, and the reaction you got from the person. Depending on their level of awareness, right? Their reaction's going to be different. Let me ask you this. Did this moment of judgment, did it bring you joy? Or was it just another, I'm better than you? Or I would never? Well, they aren't you. And who are you to judge? Are you perfect? Tough reality to face, but very key in pulling the power from our ego's grip around our necks and reclaiming being led by our true selves and spirit. Now contrast that with how it went when you noticed you were being judged. And what did that do to you? Did you feel insecure? Yeah, probably, if you're really being honest and digging deep. So why? Why did you feel insecure? I'd say weak foundation. Maybe your ego lashed out. Or did you just disregard them? Or maybe even judge them back? Feeding into the ego's endless cycle of judgment and regret. Comparison and judgment over and over and over. Consumed by ego, totally blind to the automatic response we have as individuals in these moments. Depending on your level of awareness, the judging can be more subtle, but it's still there. Focus on shifting and removing judgment from your mental operating system and vocabulary. Use opinion instead. Be like water. Be fluid. Kudos to Bruce Lee. Now that we have had some reflection on judgment, we're going to go deeper and really get to the most important part of judgment, in my opinion. Self-judgment. One of the strongest blocks in the ego's foundation. Self-judgment is one of the most toxic traits we have. Now, just to clarify, self-accountability and self-judgment are very different. One stems from love and the other from ego. You love yourself enough to hold your own feet to the fire because you know you can do better. And you know you want to be better than who you were. You want to tap into your limitless potential. Self-judgment, on the other hand, is at the root of most of our mental operating systems. It's at the core of our self-sabotage, self-hate, self-doubt, self-misery, and our own limited perspective of reality through the lens of our own eyes. This moment of truly looking internally at ourselves is very difficult and requires us to push ourselves past our comfort zones. It requires us to be totally honest with ourselves so that we can identify our own behaviors and our own thought patterns. What are the deeper layers that we discover when analyzing our self-judgment? Why? Does it reveal that we lack courage, or we procrastinate, or that we are not as knowledgeable as we think we are, or we'd like to be? Is this why we judge ourselves? Do we hate ourselves? You may answer yes to some or all of this. But let me tell you this is the ego's bread and butter. It uses self-judgment and the comparison game to keep us miserable and ultimately under its control, keeping us in the victim mentality, blaming circumstances, others, bad luck, and so on. Seeing this brick in the ego's foundation is key to removing it. This internal negative talk that we rarely share with others distorts our reality and roadblocks us from the path we are meant to walk and the potential we are capable of tapping into and becoming. We need to sit in silence and reflect on our own actions and inactions. This will reveal to each of us what is really at the core of our own self-judgment. That's why building our own unshakable foundations are so critical. Those key items keep us grounded and stable when challenges and stress come to tear us down from the inside out or externally. We've built ourselves and fortified ourselves in a way that we can use the challenges to showcase our own wisdom from our own life experiences. Let me ask you this. Are you treating yourself like you do your best friend? Something to think about. Listen to your intuition. Use the awareness that is opening up inside of you as you progress through the inner work. Trust it. External and internal judgment, unaccounted for, will lead to layers and layers of regret. Regret is owning that you could have done better. You could have made a different choice, but you didn't. Regret will keep you a prisoner to the past and fearful of the future and its possibilities. It will rob you of living in the now and being connected to what's fully going on and happening around you. Some regret is unavoidable, but regret needs to be let go. Take what you have learned from the situation or moment as a lesson, no matter how painful or hard it is for you to deal with. Every painful situation holds vast amounts of wisdom to be uncovered. By sitting in silence and truly reflecting on these regretful moments, by owning it fully, we can humble ourselves and gain gratitude. We begin to connect with ourselves to our core. We see it. We feel deeper layers of who we truly are, and we experience our spirit. Now that we can see it, now that we have identified where our self-judgment comes from and the judgment of others, well, what can we do about it? The moment you catch yourself judging someone or yourself, pause. Realize you are able to react differently. Accept the person or the moment and yourself as is. Detach your mind from the need to judge and control in that moment. Put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself how you would feel if you were being judged in that very way in that same moment. Your perception will shift. You will become more relaxed and present in the moment. Your awareness will raise. Your energy will adjust. So form your opinions based on what's presented through your own level of awareness. Be open-minded to new information and that everyone is capable of change, just as you are growing and connecting deeper with yourself. Be honest, be humble. I hope this message opens your mind and opens your heart. God bless. Thanks for joining us at the Connection Studio. You can support us by sharing with others and posting to social media. Keep doing the internal work, as it will truly make all the difference. God bless.